Welcome back my YouTube channel worth old coin value. Today's video, we'll be exploring the fascinating story behind this coin 1945 D United States wheat penny, a coin that's caught the attention of collectors and historians alike. The 1945 D wheat penny was minted in Denver, and it carries the familiar D mint mark just below the date on the obverse side of the coin. As part of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, this coin is made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, typical of most pre-1982 Lincoln cents. During the year 1945, America was emerging from the Second World War. Resources were being redirected, the economy was stabilizing, and coin production was running at high volumes. Yet, despite its high mintage, certain 1945 D pennies have become exceptionally valuable due to their condition, rarity, and certain unique characteristics. Over 266 million of these coins were struck at the Denver Mint. That number might make it sound like a common coin, and in circulated condition, it generally is. But, as with many collectibles, the story doesn't stop with how many were made. The real value lies in the details. Collectors seek out coins that retain original luster, clean surfaces, and sharp strikes. In the case of the 1945 D penny, coins graded at MS-67 and higher are considered extremely desirable. These are pennies that never entered general circulation, or if they did, only briefly, and were preserved in pristine condition that you'll recognize a wheat penny by the two wheat stalks curving along the reverse side of the coin. This design, created by Victor D. Brenner, was first introduced in 1909 and remained until 1958. It's one of the most beloved American coin designs, symbolizing abundance and national pride. On the obverse, you'll find a familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln, along with the words "In God We Trust" above "Liberty" on the left, and the year 1945, followed by the mint mark D on the right. This portrait, also designed by Brenner, is still used in modern pennies. Now, when we talk about rare and valuable examples, we're not just talking about the date and mint mark. Some 1945 D pennies may contain minor errors like double die obverse or reverse die cracks. These flaws, often caused during the minting process, can increase a coin's value substantially if confirmed by grading services. Even more intriguing are coins that appear to have off-center strikes or repunched mint marks, RPMs, both of which can significantly enhance value. A clear repunched D mint mark, for example, is sought after by variety collectors and can fetch hundreds of dollars in high grade. Over time, collectors have uncovered a handful of 1945 D pennies in extraordinary condition. These aren't just coins with a clean look. These are near-perfect examples that have received top grading scores from services like PCGS or NGC. When a coin like this appears at auction, it draws serious attention. The record-breaking moment for the 1945 D wheat penny came when one example in flawless condition, graded MS-68 plus red, sold for a staggering $1.5 million. The coin's exceptional preservation, full red color, and near-perfect surfaces made it a once-in-a-lifetime find. This sale marked one of the highest prices ever paid for a Lincoln cent. This jaw-dropping value isn't typical, of course. Most 1945 D pennies in circulated condition are worth between 5 and 50 cents. Coins in uncirculated condition with high grades, like MS-65 red or better, can sell for $10 to $100. But the rare, pristine specimens are what truly make headlines. Why would someone pay over $1 million for a penny? It comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. The coin collecting world is full of passionate individuals who see beauty, history, and investment potential in these small copper discs. When all those factors align, the results can be astonishing. What makes the 1945 D coin especially interesting is how common it seems at first glance. Many of us might have held one without ever realizing its potential. It's a reminder that sometimes great value lies in the smallest and most ordinary seeming things. If you're curious whether your 1945 D penny could be valuable, the The first step is to examine its condition. Look for bright, reddish luster, absence of scratches, and full details. If it looks nearly perfect, it may be worth having it professionally graded. Coin grading agencies like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, can provide an official grade and authenticate any rare varieties or errors. This step is essential if you're hoping to sell or insure a coin with serious collector value. Remember, even if your coin isn't worth millions, it still holds historical significance. Owning a 1945 D-Wheat penny is like holding a piece of American post-war history, one that connects us to a different time and reminds us of the craftsmanship and meaning embedded in everyday objects. Thanks for watching today's deep dive into this coin 1 cent 1945 D United States wheat penny coin history and this coin 1961 Lincoln 1 cent coin. An ordinary-looking penny that may be worth far more than 1 cent. The 1961 Lincoln cent was minted during a period when coin collecting was becoming increasingly popular in the United States. Issued by the U.S. Mint, this coin features the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design originally introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. The reverse of the 1961 penny still carried the wheat ears design until 1958, but by 1961, it featured the Lincoln Memorial, which was first introduced in 1959. This change marked a new era in the coin's design, aligning with the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and representing a more modern tribute. The coin was struck primarily at two mints, Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia minted coins do not carry a mint mark, while those from Denver are marked with a small d beneath the date on the obverse. Both versions are widely collected today, but condition and rarity play a big role in their value. In terms of composition, the 1961 Lincoln penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This composition gives the coin a distinct reddish hue when uncirculated. Over time, circulation and exposure to air can cause color shifts from red to brown. There were no major design changes in 1961, which makes this coin seem common at first glance. However, it's important to understand that not all coins are created equal. Small variations, errors, and preservation condition can drastically affect a coin's worth. One key factor in determining the value of a 1961 penny is its grade. Coins in mint state, MS condition, especially those graded MS 65 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC, command higher prices. Red-toned uncirculated coins are particularly valuable to collectors. Another critical aspect is mint errors. A small number of 1961 pennies exhibit striking errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, and planchet floss. These rare errors are highly sought after by numismatists and can significantly raise a coin's market value. In recent years, a small number of 1961 pennies have fetched astonishing prices at auctions due to rare minting errors and pristine condition. These are not your everyday pocket change coins, but exceptional examples preserved for decades in nearly perfect condition. One such 1961 Lincoln penny, graded as a red MS 67 with a rare double die obverse, was reported to have been sold privately for close to $4 million. While such a figure is rare and extraordinary, it reflects the incredible value that unique features and near-perfect preservation can bring to a coin. However, it's important to note that the vast majority of 1961 pennies are still worth only their face value or slightly more, unless they show special characteristics. Collectors value coins with original mint luster, full details in the strike, and no signs of cleaning or damage. The story behind the 1961 penny is one of patience and precision. Thousands of these coins were produced and circulated, yet only a select few escaped the wear and tear of everyday use. These survivors, especially those kept in sealed mint sets, hold the most potential. If you believe you have a rare or high-grade 1961 penny, it's worth having it professionally graded. Authentication from a recognized grading service can dramatically increase buyer confidence and resale value. Never clean the coin, as this may reduce its value. For collectors and enthusiasts, The 1961 Lincoln cent represents a blend of history, design evolution, and the potential for surprising worth. It's a reminder that even the most modest coin can carry a rich backstory and hidden value. The beauty of coin collecting lies in discovery. A simple coin like this coin 1961 penny coin history's coin 1920 wheat penny from the United States. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just stumbled across an old coin in your change jar, this one is definitely worth your attention. The 1920 wheat penny is one of the classic Lincoln cents, featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This design was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth, and it quickly became a staple of American coinage. The design remained largely unchanged until 1958, making it a long-standing favorite among collectors. This particular coin, minted in 1920, is notable not just for its age, but for its historical significance. The United States was emerging from the aftermath of World War I, and the economy was undergoing rapid change. Coins from this era serve as small, tangible pieces of that history. Holding a 1920 wheat penny is like holding a fragment of post-war America. On the obverse side, we see the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VB, can be found on some versions of the coin, although in 1920 they were subtly placed to avoid controversy seen in earlier issues. The words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1920 are cleanly inscribed around the portrait. Flip the coin to the reverse, and you'll find the classic wheat ears design, two stylized stalks of wheat that give this coin its nickname, the wheat penny. The reverse also features the inscriptions 1 cent, United States of America, and E pluribus unum. The wheat ears represent American agriculture, prosperity, and strength. In 1920, the U.S. Mint struck these pennies at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced the highest number, with over 310 million coins. Denver followed with around 49 million, and San Francisco contributed approximately 46 million. No mint mark means it's from Philadelphia, while a small D or S under the date indicates Denver or San Francisco, respectively. Because of these high mintages, most 1920 wheat pennies are not rare in circulated condition. However, condition and mint mark significantly affect a coin's value. Coins with sharp detail, original luster, and minimal were much more desirable and command higher prices among collectors. Let's talk about the metal content. The 1920 wheat penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. These coins have a reddish-brown tone when well preserved, but many have darkened or developed a patina over the decades. Despite being a common coin in its time, this copper-based composition gives the coin a solid, lasting appearance even today. One of the most important factors in evaluating a 1920 wheat penny is grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers representing better condition. A heavily worn 1920 penny might grade as good, G4, while one in pristine, uncirculated condition could reach grades like mint state, MS 65, or even higher. These higher grade coins are far less common and highly sought after. Now, let's move into what everyone wants to know, the value. A typical 1920 wheat penny in circulated condition might be worth between 20 cents and $5, depending on wear and mint mark. However, if you happen to own a 1920 wheat penny in exceptional condition, especially in grades above MS 65, its value can skyrocket. In one astonishing auction, a 1920 Lincoln wheat penny in top-tier mint state red condition sold for nearly $2 million. This was due to its incredible preservation, rare color designation, and demand from high-end collectors. Though rare, this proves the immense potential hidden in these small copper coins how do you know if your coin might be worth thousands or even millions? Look for coins that have bright red coloring with no signs of wear, scratches, or blemishes. Also, check for any unusual errors such as double dyes off-center strikes, or misaligned mint marks. These rare features can dramatically increase a coin's value. Interestingly, some errors on the 1920 wheat penny have become collector favorites. One example is the 1920D with a repunched mint mark, where the D was struck more than once. Another is the double die variety, which causes parts of the design, like the date or lettering, to appear slightly duplicated. These varieties are much rarer and often sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars. For those of the 1920s wheat penny, the value could be even higher in mint state due to its lower mintage compared to Philadelphia. Collectors often pay a premium for high-grade San Francisco pennies because they're harder to find in good condition. So even a circulated S mint coin might be worth more than its D or no mint mark counterpart. If you're curious about how to grade your coin or verify if it has an error, consider having it evaluated by a professional coin grading service, such as PCGS or NGC. These services not only authenticate and grade coins, but also provide sealed holders that help preserve them and make them easier to sell. Caring for your 1920 wheat penny is important, especially if it shows signs of being a high-grade example. Never clean the coin, as this can significantly reduce its value. Instead, store it in a soft coin flip or a protective holder to prevent scratches and exposure to air or moisture. Over the past decade, there has been growing interest in classic U.S. coinage, and Lincoln wheat pennies remain among the most collected series. As more collectors enter the hobby, demand for high-grade and rare air varieties continues to climb, pushing prices higher across the board. Whether you're collecting for fun, investment, or historical interest, this coin 1920 United States wheat penny coin history